All Hasty-Bakes are charcoal units, so they actually burn charcoal. When most folks think of charcoal, they think of the briquette form of charcoal. Briquettes are made from partial wood, but also other chemicals and other materials. The Hasty-Bake is not designed to work with briquette charcoal. The Hasty-Bake is actually designed to work with hardwood charcoal. We private label our own brand of hardwood charcoal in the Hasty-Bake bag. Hardwood charcoal is just pieces of wood that have been fired in a kiln. It is 100% natural, no additives, and no additional products. It's just wood. Because hardwood charcoal is just wood, it lights much quicker, tastes much better, and leaves a lot less ash than a briquette-style piece of charcoal. Since we're using a natural hardwood product in our unit, we really don't want to use petroleum if at all possible. The standard lighter fluid, despite the fact that they say that it burns away, it's made from petroleum distillates, and I would rather use something other than petroleum to light my fire. You're welcome to use a chimney starter. A lot of folks are very familiar with this. You put newspaper down below and the charcoal up above. And as the newspaper burns, the heat rises and lights the charcoal on fire. For use in a Hasty-Bake, slide the ash pan out, slide the firebox out, light the newspaper, and set the chimney in the firebox. Whenever it's done lighting, you just simply dump it into the firebox and begin cooking. For my demonstration today, I'm not going to use a chimney starter. I'm going to use the natural hardwood charcoal and one of our other private labeled products called Fire Starter Gel. It's an isopropyl and ethanol alcohol based gel. When it burns, it only releases CO2 and water vapor. So there's no petroleum products and no harmful chemicals to taint your food. We also sell fire lighter matches, which are made from sawdust and wax. Some of our customers prefer to use the match. Some folks prefer to use the gel. For today's demonstration, I'm going to show you how to light a fire using the starter gel. We make the firebox nice and long so that if you're entertaining for 50 of your best friends, you could spread the charcoal out and grill over the entire surface. But from a fuel amount standpoint, you want to use about a half a firebox. I'll take the bag of charcoal, and dump it in here. There's no precise science as to exactly how much charcoal to use. My rule of thumb is just over a half a firebox load of charcoal will provide plenty of charcoal for an evening of grilling or about 2 to 3 hours of smoking. The ash pan takes the majority of the abuse from the unit. All the ashes fall into it, and any residual moisture or grease also falls into the ash pan. In order to keep the ash pan protected from all those harmful chemicals, we recommend you line it with aluminum foil. The standard heavy-duty foil size is a perfect fit for the Hasty-Bake ash pan. Simply put it in the bottom. It'll help protect the ash pan as well as make cleanup a lot easier. You can just wad the foil up and put it in the trash. Now to start that fire, I'm going to use some of the alcohol-based gel. What I'll do with this gel, instead of pouring it on like in a typical briquette fashion, the Hasty-Bake actually puts the heat source below the charcoal, similar to a chimney starter. So I'm going to pour a puddle here in the ash pan, 3 or 4 inches in diameter. Once again, not an exact science. A nice puddle of fire starter gel will do well. Light it on fire and slide it underneath the charcoal. Now I'm going to lower the firebox, leaving about an inch gap between the charcoal and the ash pan so that the gel has a chance to actually light. I'll close the fire door, leave the lid open, and open the intake vent here on the side. The air will flow in through the intake vent, up through the charcoal, and out through the lid, starting the fire. We should have a fire started in about 10 minutes. Let me check my time here. It's been right about 10 minutes. Let's take a look at this fire. I'm going to use my hot gloves to get access to the firebox because it is on fire. I don't want to burn myself. These are some leather welding gloves that are made by Hasty-Bake. These work very well for this application. Open the fire door, slide the ash pan out, and pull the firebox out. Here you can see that about half of the charcoal is orange and half of it is still black. This is when you're ready to cook on the charcoal. Hardwood charcoal, because it is like wood, is ready to cook on whenever it's on fire. There's no petroleum to have to wait for it to burn off. And you don't want to wait for it to turn to white ash because you've missed most of the heat cycle of the charcoal. Right now, it's ready to go. I'm going to slide the firebox in, raise it up about halfway.